What up? It's your boy Try again. That ain't rap. Back with another episode all by myself. Today we're gonna be discussing the, you know, legendary underground group, in my opinion. Celebrating the anniversary today. I believe it's 24 years, 25 years. You know, New Jersey rap duo Tame One, Elder Sensei. You know, their first album, 1994, Between a Rock and a Hard Place on Big Beat Atlantic Records. You know, um, they started out in 1993. Doing a demo and their first appearance was on this I believe it was a group called Nubian Crackers. Their single, Do You Want to Hear It? They had dropped they went on that joint in '93. Then '94 they got their deal with Big Beat Atlantic Records. And they started out as the Brick City Kids. You know, uh, bombing and doing graffiti and graffiti to me is a lost art in hip hop. Definitely need to bring that back. That's part of the culture. It's just part of the elements of hip hop. Definitely need to, let this young generation know about it. But they started out as the Brick City Kids, and they were graffiti artists, and doing a demo tape, and it floated around. They got signed. They came out with the first album. First time I heard of them was on Stretch and Barbito. When they played Wrong Side of the Tracks. That was the first single. That was also on the demo tape as well. Great great song that was being played on the radio, Hot 97, Kiss FM, WBLS, Video Music Box, played the video. That's the first time I saw it. Then it was also in the movie Kids. Anybody that know this film, this was a cult classic indie film that came out in '94 as well, and that song is featured in that movie. And that was my first introduction to Artifacts, and then album came out. I remember getting the album, leaving school that day early, and I went down to the Wiz, old record store that's no longer in existence. I bought that album, and I bought the Youngsters No Mercy. Bought those two albums the same day. Ran home and I played it, and I loved it ever since. Still play this album to this day. And it was just they're heavily slept on, group, in my opinion. Releasing two albums. The second one, That's Them, that came out. I believe that was '96 that came out. That's another dope album, but wanted to talk about this album today because it's heavily slept on. It's been one of my favorites forever. Production done by Buckwild, legendary Buckwild from Digging in the Crates, and T Ray. T Ray did stuff on the Cypress Hill albums. The first Cypress Hill album, the second one, Black Sunday. You know, dope slept on underground producer. Redman is on here. Tame One is Redman's cousin. Redman is on two tracks on here. We produced a track and then he's featured on another track. You know, and yeah, that's definitely get into this album. You know, it's 13 joints. Originally, it's 13 joints. I know the reissue has like a remix, but this is the 13 tracks. You know, the drama intro, Mortal Kombat Fatality. They sampled the Mortal Kombat theme song from the video game, classic video game. You dope beat, bass line, the scratches. Got the MK melody in there, produced by Drew. The little Big Daddy King sample from Just Rhyming with Biz. That's on there. Dope way to start off the album. I like that Mortal Kombat intro. I was a big Mortal Kombat head growing up. Playing that and Street Fighter and you know NBA jams, all that shit. Super Mario. I'm a big video game head, so that's the classic joint. The second track, "Come On with the Get Down," that was a dope cut. I think that was the second single actually. They have a video for that. I'm gonna drop the link in there if people haven't seen it. Dope joint. Buckwild produced it. Dope beat. Sinister melody. You know, I love the lines where Tame says, "I freak techniques. This talk is cheaper than beepers from Broad Street. Punks pop junk, taming the sensei, leave them all beat. So peep how deep my techniques freaking, how my shit sounds. Come on, get down with the get down. Fire joint. Love that. There's also a remix for that joint with Busta Rhymes. That's on the vinyl joint. Come on with the get down part two. I believe it's on there. Oh no, my bad. That's the other one. There's come on with the get down remix with who's on that joint? The Man Skillz. I think Skillz is on that joint. And fire joint. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. Come on with the get down. It's the remix with Buster. That joint was fire. Definitely love that joint. You know. Now we get to the first hit. You know, wrong side of the tracks. Love that joint. I remember seeing Elder Sensei in the interview saying that the horns they used was from a Jack Bruce sample and Cellar Dwellers. Another underrated rap group. They used that in the song, and just a great jazzy beat. It was they also sampled the track Bubblegum from Ninth Creation. That was also sampled by what was sampled that? P Rock and CL Smooth. They sampled that for Soul Brother number one, or for the Mecca and the Soul Brother album, classic album. Definitely got to review that in the future. Um, but yeah, real jazzy boom bap track, bass line, the horns is what gets you. Love those songs when it starts off. It's like the track is like an ode to graffiti and bombers everywhere. Talking about you know posting up your dopest artwork on buildings and walls and shit back in the day. Like I said, it's a forgotten art. You know, just quotables for days on here. I love Team One's verse where he says, "I'm out to bomb like Vietnam under the same name, Team One. The bad one, ink flow master bastard with the magnum. I tags up quick and then I steps to the exit when it's time to get cested or flex on some fresh shit. Some whack crook stole my black book. I know who took it. I know his whole tag because of fag wax, his name crooked. The ink I use my stink, but you gotta think I got my props hops because my tags don't shrink. Fire. L did his thing on here. Watch the third rail track because I don't want to get zapped. Fire. You know. Then he says, brothers don't want to see me grow to get my cash flow. I have no remorse, so check me out in the source. They were in the Source magazine. I believe I had that issue. They were in the back of the magazine for the unsigned hype section back in the day. I remember having that issue for that. So yeah, man, classic track. Love that song. I still play that song to this day. I just bumping that the other day. You know, T-Ray produced that as well. Dope song. Um, Track four, one of my favorites, Heavy Ammunition. Real hard, sinister track, the bass line, the beat. T-Ray produced that. Like he sampled the EPMD joint. Um, Forgot the name of that shit. But the part where Eric says heavy ammunition, so I don't have to dip. So fire joint. And they sampled Pete Rock from a little part from Pete on I believe it was Heavy in the Bull. No, Pete Rock and CL Smooth, the basement joint from the Mecca and the Soul Brother album. I think they sampled that part as well. Real hard track. I like Team One's verse. He says like I use a loaf of bread, a pound of milk, a stick of butter to keep my weight up. Then I can suck it to the gutter. I empty my rhyme clip and kick like a fat gat. L, you got my back. So where's your black ass at? Fire joint. Dope joint. I wish they had a video for this. It's real rugged and grimy. You know, dope joint. Okay, we up to track 5, Attack of New Jerusalem. Dope. Real hard track. Love it. Boom bap beat, the horns, the scratches. Um, you know, background vocals is done by Jay Burns, Jaya. Dope. Um, hold on. Yeah. Um, Produced by Buckwild, you know. L, love his verse where he says, I blows with flows, bust your nose, kick the ass of pros who ain't got the how knows to make the crowd go. Dope joint, you know, dope chorus. And we had like it's real rowdy in the back there, like some background vocals, and they all saying like attack of what? Attack of New Jerusalem, attack of what? Fire joint, dope joint, love that beat. Bass line is kicking too. That's another banger. Um, where we at now? We at now track 6, Naughty Headed Niggas. That's another hard joint produced by T Ray. Um, Beat Fire. Um, they have a dope Redman sample on there. Where he's saying that's the way the Naughty Headed Niggas rolling right. Fire. Grimy bass line, real rugged. I love Tame One's verse. He says, I X-Men like Cyclops when I lift my shades up. My eyes blaze ghetto, red hot. You know, quotables for days on here. Tame again. He says, I guess biz on bitches. Puff is with my cousin. Saying shit so wild honeys roll their eyes like Teddy Ruxpin. Fire. Anybody remember Teddy Ruxpin from the 80s? That was like an 80s toy. It was like a one of them stuffed beers, and he had like the string where you could pull him when he talks and shit, and his eyes roll and all kind of shit he was doing. That's an old school toy, you know. So track 7, you got Way Back, one of my favorites on here, you know. And it starts off with like a little intro with when the man is saying world premiere. It's like world premiere, world premiere. It's like a little echo. I know Pete Rock used to use that a lot on Future Flavors. That little intro, that world premiere intro, banging beat. You know the horns, bass line. It's a ode to old school 80s hip hop, and it has that 80s nostalgia to it. You know the 80s, that sample 80s records as well. He sampled some Big Daddy Kane records and Jungle Brothers and BDP, South Bronx, joint sampled on there. And you know, I like they just talking about how shit used to be in back in the day. And we could all relate to that still. I like L's verse where he says, staying in the crib on the weekend when Molly Mo was freaking, the cuts Mr. Magic was speaking. And Tame chimes in and he says, real deal hip hop. What he said? Um Hold up. He says real deal hip hop and Biz used to flip flop. His fat ass on stage to do a dance and bust the Reeboks. Niggas must have forgotten when real rhymes was hot. Cause now if it ain't gold, you ain't got no props. Fire. Fire joint. Some of the dopest lines on this track, man. Definitely true shit they speaking, about the record industry and all that and how shit used to be. Definitely love that joint. Definitely would have loved to hear see a video for that actually. But yeah, like I said, like It's a dope beat. Horns, the bass line, the scratches where they scratching like different 80s records and shit. Love that joint. Um Track 8, Flexi with the Tech. This joint is one of my favorites. I actually heard this like right around the time I heard the wrong side of the tracks. So playing this as a B side. I thought this was gonna be a single, but it wasn't. But wrong side of the tracks they were playing and Flexi with the Tech. And this is like another favorite of mine on here, produced by T Ray. Dope, sinister melody, real dark bass line, the horns, banging boom bap beat. Tame one, he says, I'm flexible like every female Huxtable was fuckable, impeccable, despicable, on point like a decimal. Fire joint. You know, I like the chorus. The chorus they sample the J with the Damager, come clean joint, where he's saying the text technique because he's a technician. 1, 2, what you gonna do? Fire. Fire chorus, dope scratches on there. Yeah, definitely a banging track. I wish they did a video for that as well. But that's one of my favorites on here. Got track 9 coming through your fucking block. Produced by Redman, and Redman is on the track as well. You know, dope beat, grimy track, bass line, real rugged and raw. It has that EPMD hardcore sound to it. Love that shit. Um, L says, I suppose I knows the ways of the pros. Bros be like, oh, that nigga got mad flows. Fire. And on the chorus, Redman's on the chorus. He has no verse on here, just on the chorus. And he's like, we're licking off the mad shots. Fire. Fire joint. Love that. I wish he did have a verse or two on here, but it was still dope. Track 10. You know. Oh, also wanted to quote some other bars from Tame. He says, larger than Jurassic Park. I lick off like Wilson Pickett. I got the props punk cock, fuck the ill knots. Whose techniques so weak in the graphics from the GoBots. Fire joint. That was coming through your fucking block. The Redman. Dope joint. Number track 10, Lower the Boom. Another um dope joint, an ode to all the weed smokers around the world and shit. Dope bass line and beat by T Ray. The track starts off, we have like two guys talking about, you know, um, like he's telling me like these two guys are like smoking together, and one of the guys is like, "Yo, here, like try some of this," and the guy takes a pull of the joint, and you hear like fucking thunder in the background rolling and shit. Sound like they smoking outside, or you hear like cars honking and shit, and people walking by. So that's how the track starts off. You know, sounds like a Cypress Hill track to me. Like the bass line and the beat sound like it has that Cypress Hill like 91 first album feel to it. That Muggs feel to it. You know, I like Team One's verse. He says, I hope I live to see the day they make it legal. So all the people who can't see what I'm smoking ain't evil. Stop calling me a pusher because I take pulls and take tokes. Cut snakes, cut breaks, and I hate fake folks. So pass the Chigo, send you weed because I need a fat fucking Philly just before I funk a freak up. Creating from the milk creek with hooks and riffs. I can lift them and shift them, making jams like this. With the blunt in my left hand and the Philly in my pocket. MCL at my right with the mic so I can rock it. Cess makes my eyes red, but shades only cost $3 in Hooterville, so I'm chill. Fire joint, then L he chimes in with his verse and he says, are you weeded? Nope. See, I'm dope before the session. Catch and wreck, check the tech because I'm sober for the sketch. If I'm caught smoking blunts, I catch the bad one for my clan. See, I'm higher than a messiah, so I'm handy dandy. Legalize at homes because the zones are getting bigger. from the whites to the Ricans because they learned it from the niggas. So who's the first to kick it real? Who's the first to kick it real for the cipher? Eight Phillies, so you know you got to pass the other lighter, pass the incense gems. It smells out in the hall. My groupies think I'm stunning because I'm 6 feet tall. Fire joint, you know, I like the chorus where yeah, like the left, like it's like a deep voice talking, and he says, "Logo to boom, you got a logo to boom." Fire joint. It's like a real devilish, creepy voice in the background, but love that joint. That's definitely one for smokers if you turn that shit on and light one up. Definitely a dope joint. Track 11, we got What Goes On. This is like a playful, flirtatious joint for the shorties. Dope boom bap beat produced by Buckwild from DITC. Smooth melody. You know, Tame says, "Don't try to play me, baby. You must be crazy trying to fade me with no clippers when I know you got some other niggas. So if you walk like a bitch, talk like a bitch, it's on. So baby, what goes on?" And tell Tame is telling this female, don't catch a freak if we call you a bitch, because that's just part of his slang, and you don't mean no disrespect by saying that. I think it's probably like to me, it was like an answer back to like Queen Latifah's UNITY, when she's like, "Who you calling a bitch?" And then Artifacts comes with their joint, and they saying, if I call you a bitch, it's just part of my slang. I don't mean no harm by that or whatever, but that's how I took it. But I think it was a cool joint. Um, Track 12, you got Dynamite Soul. Um, now, I wanted to say about Dynamite Soul Part 2 on vinyl, the vinyl joint. I believe that's the one with Mad Skillz. That remix joint that they did. That they later they released it on vinyl with it's called Dynamite Soul Part 2 with Mad Skillz. I think Buckwild did do a remix for that as well. They put that on vinyl. Let me see. Yeah, my bad. But yeah, that was the remix was with Mad Skills. Regular joint is fire. Love the beat, the bass line, the horns. You know, Team One says, yo, this flow goes to all the hoes I ever fucked with. Kids that smoke blunts with, and my ex girl that sucks dick. Niggas taking shorts at weed spots because they know me. And to my mom's because she makes good cheese and macaroni. Fire joint. They give a shout out to Stretch and Bobito and Curious George at the end of the track. Real dope joint. Track 13, um, that was done by T Ray. Great boom bap beat. Um, I like L's verse. He says, Raider darkening Raider, state of the art, don't start. My skills, mad frills, wild, you still cheap like Kmart. Then Tame, he got his lines. He says, the Hooterville killer with wild styles like the movie. I like blunts with my right and left, I keep a toolie. I pass off or blast off like Jetsons when I'm flexing. Fire. My crews pay mad dues without no reimbursement. Verse after verse to make me howling like a thirsting. Fire joint from Team One. You know, whole album is fire. Five night classic to me. Great songs, great lyrics. T Ray and Buckwild, Redman did all day they thing on the production tip. You know, my favorite three tracks alongside of the tracks, Heavy Ammunition, Flexi Tech, dope joint all around. Definitely pick this up. You can find it. It's out of print, but I think you can get it on eBay and on Discogs. You know, fire joint. I like the graffiti they did on the CD and shit. Y'all can see that. Fire. They got the token, little subway tokens and shit. When we used to have the subway tokens and shit. That's what the tokens used to look like. Now we got Metro cards and shit, so no more tokens. But definitely a great album, underrated classic, 5 night classic in my opinion. If y'all haven't heard this, check this out. Team One and Elder Sensei, the artifacts, and that's it for my review. I'll put some links down in the description for some, for their demo. They got a demo tape floating around on the internet from like 93, 94 with like demo songs. Alongside of the tracks was on the demo. I believe Lord Jamal produced that one though, and he's on the chorus. But they switched it up for the album. So I'll put that in the description down below. It's your boy Tried, Danny Rap. Another album review in the books. See you all next week. Peace.